gotta make sure my Bluetooth's off so that the microphone works good. Can you guys hear me good? Thumbs up if y'all can hear me. Don't forget to like. First, no, I think you were second, Summer. We got Dwayne's Ledge in first with the first comment. Yeah, welcome to the live, guys. I just took a quick shower after work, and now I am finally back online after yesterday. I pretty much took the day off because I did a watch along stream in the morning that was like 3.5 hours long, which some of you guys might have seen. Hey, I couldn't wait. The Americans beat Canada, and those guys had the same jersey as you. Nice. Yeah, I know. That's what I was just talking about. I watched the game. I did a watch along. Zara didn't believe me that you bet and lost 750 on the hockey match. I don't think so. She would never believe that. But yeah, I watched I did a watch along actually. Some of you guys might have even been there, but I started the stream at 5 a.m. and had to do a full 3.5 hour long live stream for anybody who was interested in watching the Team Canada versus Team USA gold medal matchup in the Olympics. Hey, what's up, Dan? Like I was just saying, I'm just finally back online again, once again, after a brief sort of absence from yesterday, except for the live stream of the morning, the AM stream. I didn't do a PM stream yesterday, just an AM. But here we are now, back on live once again, guys. Answering questions, calls, concerns for anybody wondering about anything today. And I know, guys, I'm probably going to get a lot of chirps. I'm probably going to get a lot of people that chirp me about the Team Canada coming in second and winning the silver medal at the Olympics. But it is what it is, guys. At least they played a good game. Like, at least they didn't get dominated. You know what I mean? Like, it could have went either way. The fact that they got that close. 5 a.m. yesterday felt like forever ago, honestly. Yeah, it did, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It felt like it's been a brief absence since I've been on live. Mostly because that stream was so long ago now. But did the American gals team have trannies? No, I don't think so. I bet you they had some lesbians, but that doesn't matter. That's just, that doesn't affect performance at all. But I'm just saying, I bet you. Say hockey. I would love to implicate your type of performance with your company because of it'll be springtime here this year. What do you normally do, Dwayne? Is that allowed? I don't think trannies or trans identifying people are allowed to be on the Olympic teams. What are they called? Transgendered people are not allowed to be on Olympic teams because I think they have to, like, all the athletes have to identify as the gender that they were born as. In fact, I don't know if you guys remember, but there was an Olympic boxer last Summer Olympics. There was Olympic boxing, and one of the athletes, I believe from Algeria, I want to say, was accused of being a trans person. She was in the Olympics, the women's division, and I think they did testing on her and found that she had like extremely high levels of testosterone, and no, there was some sort of implications about like government medical scandals, like covering it up, something like that. I don't know if you guys remember that. Caitlyn Jenner? No, Caitlyn Jenner played for Team America back in the day, but when she played for America, she was Bruce Jenner. She won a medal, I'm pretty sure. I'm a brick mason, concrete finisher. I do small jobs like you for myself. Oh, nice. That's awesome. Good for you, Dwayne. So it's almost time for you to get back to work. Where do you live again? What part of the country? But yeah, so anyways, though, there was a boxer in last Summer Olympics that there was a big controversy. I can't remember how I can't remember how it resolved. Like if they ever found out for certain if this boxer was a transgendered person, like if she was actually a he that was just trying to fool everybody to win the gold medal. I can't remember if that's what happened or if perhaps they were an intersex person, like a medical hermaphrodite that was just born that way. That was in 76 with the Bruce Jenner. Yeah, I was not born yet. I was not alive back then, but um, I heard about Bruce Jenner later in life when Bruce Jenner decided to switch his name to Caitlyn. Yeah, I did remember that. USA versus Canada boxing. Well, it was actually hockey, but yeah. Detroit, Michigan. Oh, so it's probably still really cold out there, though, in Detroit, isn't it? It's probably still covered in snow and ice at this moment, right? Caitlyn should compete with the ladies now. Yeah, like just for good old time's sake, she should do one more race versus like the top ladies. But I'm pretty sure Caitlyn Jenner's like 76 years old or something like that. Like I don't think I don't think anybody at that age would be a high performer anyways. I'm not even actually too sure about any of these facts, guys. So I'm gonna need everybody to just fact check everything I say. Don't take anything I say seriously. Because I literally actually don't even know. There was a trans swimmer that was beating all of the real females. I don't remember if it was Olympic swimming. Oh yeah, no, I heard about that. That person's name was Leah Thompson. And they weren't in the Olympics, but they were a high level college athlete. And the reason why that incident was so scrutinized was because the athlete, Leah Thompson, was born a male and then transitioned to a female later in life and suddenly became the top female swimmer in the division, like whatever their college division was. And the thing that was really the real problem for people was the fact that I think she started winning like scholarships and basically taking opportunity away from the cisgendered female swimmers that were actually competing in the same races. So there was some people that were really highly outspoken about that because they felt like it was kind of unfair to the female swimmers. The chick from Juno is a man now. Yeah, I think I heard about that too. That she's an actress, right? Her name is what's her name again? Elliot or something? Uh Keith, what is it? Keelif was the boxer, and she was disqualified by the International Boxing Association, but the IOC cleared it to complete in the Olympics. Ah, yes. So that was the thing. There was, um, I think there was allegations against the country that, like the medical doctors or whatever, that allowed her to pass through to the IOC to let her compete. It warmed up to like 40 to 50 last week, and I got a call back from an old client. I was able to order concrete for 6 steps. Concrete costs about 520 bucks. Nice. Hey, name is Roger. What's up, Roger? I found out that polar bears hunt humans and can smell 20,000 times better than bloodhounds. Yeah, of course. Polar bears are actually the we're one of the only known animals that actually do actively hunt for human. Hey, that's funny you talking about amorphodite, lol. I had a laborer that dated one. I didn't know what that was until then. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, it's really uncommon and it's nothing to disparage or laugh about. Like if somebody was born with an affliction that was out of their control, that's just the way it goes sometimes. But it does get to be very, very touchy. It becomes a very, very touchy subject when it comes to uh performance, because a male with larger muscles and bone mass and thicker tendons and stronger levels of testosterone and things like that would have a biomechanical advantage against a female like that was born female, right? Benjamin DiCola, sorry for the game. Yeah, I know. At least, honestly, at least it was a good game. Like, at least the game was exciting and fun to watch. And it was kind of edge of your seat hockey with the best players in the world. And somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose. The one thing that I wish, if we can go back and do anything differently, would be get rid of that 3-on-3. Just make it 5-on-5 continuous overtime. Because at the end of the day, that's not true hockey anymore. You're playing 3-on-3 in a game that is normally 5-on-5. Like, it doesn't make any sense. They should have just made it 5-on-5 overtime and just continuous overtime. Tigers, leopards, crocodiles, and dragons. The Kubota dragon. I think it's Komodo, but yeah. I've heard of there's a story of tigers that most of them have been like killed since then, or most of them have been hunted back by humans. But there were stories actually of tigers that used to like terrorize these villages in India, and they'd snatch people up in the middle of the night and just eat them. And they would come back, and they'd come back to the same villages and keep stealing little people that were unsuspecting. And eventually they had to kill the tiger that would just be actively out here hunting humans. My mom is bigger than my dad. Yeah, I mean, um, that could be true. Like, you could find an example of a woman that's much bigger than a man, you know, a bunch of times. But on average, most of the time, so on average, meaning if you took the average of all men and the average of all women, the men would be more physically bigger and stronger. So it is kind of unfair if they were to do a competition that is meant for females that would allow a male to compete just because they say they identify as one. That's the definition of being fair play. Should the NHL increase the dimensions of the rink? No. I think the rink is just fine. If anything, maybe they could get rid of the trapezoid area. Do you guys remember the trapezoid area? It's like behind the net. The goalies are only allowed to play the puck back there. They implemented that back in, I think, 2005-ish or something like that. Maybe 2012. I can't remember. But anyways, they did it. They did it because goaltenders used to skate out of the net and grab the puck up in the corners. And then they were, I don't know why, but I guess they thought that it was killing the play too often and not allowing for goal opportunities. So they made it a penalty for the goalies to play the pucks in the corner. So now they have to stay into the trapezoid area if they're out of the net, behind the net. Why are women worse at chess? That I don't know. I really, truly don't know about chess. Equal rights, equal fights, lol. They need penalty shots like soccer. In hockey, they do have penalty shots. It's not just the same like soccer though. Like I think in soccer, there's some there's something about where the player has to shoot it from where he got penalized, I think, right? Or there's a bunch of guys that line up in a row to try to block the shot. That doesn't happen in hockey. The only way to get a penalty shot is if you're on a breakaway and there's nobody in front of you and you get tripped or hooked from behind. That would be an illegal move that prevents you from taking your breakaway shot. Then you get a repeat and it's a breakaway shot with no defenders on a penalty shot. And then there's one other instance actually where you get awarded a penalty shot, and that is if a defender closes his hand on the puck in the crease, like puts his hand over the puck in the crease. The goalie can, obviously, but the defenders can't. Sean Strickland said that any dude, no matter his size or weight, could beat world-class woman fighter Amanda Nunes. Seems a little far-fetched to me, but still somewhat accurate. Well, no, I think that's untrue. I think Sean Strickland says a lot of really wild and crazy things just to stir the pot and doesn't mean half of what he says. But that statement is just like blatantly untrue. If a really skinny, small guy that had no fighting skills tried to fight Amanda Nunes, he'd get his ass handed to him. Like, come on, guys. What are we talking about here? Hi, Lindia Perulard. Mike Tyson can identify as a woman, wear a wig and box for the ladies. I mean, he could, but Mike Tyson's also like 64. I don't think he's going to be boxing anymore. I'm so sick. My nose has turned raw from blowing it all the time. Damn, that sucks, Bumber Rose. That sucks, man. I was sick maybe about a week or two ago. I was in the same boat. I was having a runny nose, low energy. I was coughing a lot, but I'm good now. I feel pretty healthy now. Maybe Sean Strickland meant any trained dude. Like, did he say trained or just dude? Because I don't think it would be true if it was any dude. For the Red Wings, almost 2 decades, Steve Yzerman was the number one player captain. He won 3 trophies and he got busted coming across the border from Canada to Detroit with cocaine. That's crazy. I had no idea. I never heard about that. I actually met Steve Yzerman's cousin. I would say most dudes, but definitely not all. Yeah, definitely not all. Like, there's a small, scrawny little dude that has no idea how to fight that would get his ass handed to him out there. There's like lots of them. But yeah, like most dudes probably could, but not all. And especially, like I said, with a little bit of training. If somebody has no idea how to fight at all, they would lose then, though. Like, I feel like he's really downplaying how highly skilled she is. Neon. But if a small, scrawny dude had even a bit of training, he could probably pull it off. Depends how small and scrawny, too, though. And also, like I said, yeah, like if they don't know what they're doing, even a guy that's slightly larger that doesn't know what he's doing could lose. Like a really out of shape guy that's just like skinny fat, you know what I mean? Skinny fat is when somebody is kind of they're kind of big, but they literally don't have any muscles even at all. But if a small, oh, I already read that one. Oh, do you guys want to see a cool picture, by the way? This is a picture I took earlier today. This is a picture that I took earlier this morning or this afternoon. How many gay men do you think Justin Trudeau could defend himself against? Um, like all at once or like one by one? Like, are they walking in a straight line towards him and he has to just like run a gauntlet? Or are they surrounding him in a room? Or would he get beat up by one? Again, you gotta rephrase the question. Is he in an elevator? Is he going down an elevator with a group of 10, or is he in a hallway, with them walking one by one up to him? Like what's the scenario here? Is he in a open field with an army of them like running up towards him in one direction, or are they surrounding him from all sides? Like, which one is it? We need to know before we can properly assess the situation. Wow, nice. The money. Yay, the money rainbow. Yeah, exactly. That's beautiful, right, guys? Battlefield style. Yeah, I took this picture literally earlier today while I was working outside. I tried to chase the pot of gold at the end of it, Dwayne. Well, anyways, to answer your question though, Joe Paquette, I'd say 69. What's up, Valor Legacy? How's the channel going? You think Trudeau has a gun? I don't think so. Probably not. Probably not. Probably not that one that he keeps all the time. I think there's a chance that he has some uh, rifles of some kind that he keeps like locked up in a vault in his basement or something. Thanks for the honest opinion. Hope your day has been awesome. Thanks, Joe. It has been pretty awesome. You can call me Bridger still. I'll try to remember, but it's hard to remember when people change their names to remember everybody's name. Have you ever heard of Steve Yzerman? He played for the Red Wings here in Detroit. He got caught traveling from Canada to Detroit with cocaine. Yeah, I've heard of him. I know Steve Yzerman. He played, yeah, he was like he's a legend. He played for like 20 something years in the NHL. He was the captain of the Detroit Red Wings. He won multiple Stanley Cups. He was actually, yeah, he's one of the top like 10 scorers, is he not? It's tough. My friends aren't as helpful as they said. Oh, I know what you mean. Like you said, hey, we should start a channel together. And then they were like, hell yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. And then once you actually did it, they were like, oh, now we have to do stuff. I know what you mean. That happens to a lot of people. When Katy Perry wrote the song Kissed a Girl and she liked it, was she speaking about Justin? Maybe. Yeah, maybe she was a future teller or whatever. I heard a rumor actually that Justin Justin Trudeau and Katy Perry are expecting a child. It's so much work by yourself. You just got to keep building it. Just keep doing it. I don't know what your friend's role was gonna be, but um, at when you're first starting your channel, like I don't think it's important to. I don't think it's as important to like worry too much about the details like that. And if the channel's big enough, like you won't need to worry about it. Did you see that Canada cheated in curling? Yeah, I remember seeing the finger poke of doom controversy there. Like, I think the guy, he like released the rock and then he just quickly poked it a little bit. He gave it a little boop with his finger, and then the Swedish team said, "I saw you touching that rock. I saw you touching that rock after it crossed the line." Obviously, he didn't sound like that. I'm just saying that that's what he said. And then the Canadian guy was like, "Fuck you, bud." And then he was like, "Watch the camera. What? I got it on film." They blatantly denied it, even after being caught in 4K. Yeah, but I heard that these were some illegal camera angles. Somebody was filming. That shouldn't have been filming or something like that. And again, I don't know how to do a Swedish accent, so that was my impression of the Swedish guy. "I saw you touching that rock even after it crossed the line." And he was like, "Nuh-uh, I did not touch that rock." And then they checked the replay. His little finger was like, boop, boop. He just gave it a little boopsie right after he released it. And at the end of the day, what are you going to do about it, Sweden? You lost fair and square. Ah, classic. There was actually quite a few classic moments from this Olympics. I think he poked it, but it hadn't fully crossed the line. Yeah, like he kind of poked it as it was crossing the line. So we're blaming the camera angle now? Damn, that's crazy. That's what I heard. I'm just saying that's what I heard. I heard that it was an illegal camera angle. But yeah, no, there's been a lot of fun moments from this Olympics so far. Um, there was another one. What was the other one that happened? I forgot. I don't know. There's been a bunch of crazy stuff. It wasn't an official camera view. See, there you go. Glenn Paul knows. It wasn't an official camera view. So who took the video then? Still got caught being a goober. Well, you know what they say, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. You can't touch the rock after releasing it. Say, Hockey, you the man. I like how you go out and put in a good day's work and then head back to your castle and relax looking good. Thanks, Dwayne. I love your attitude too. Like, that's how you do. You work hard, you play hard. You know what I mean? Like, some people, yeah, they just complain about their problems, but you think you could beat Neon in a fight? Um, Without knowing who Neon is, I'm gonna say yes. I feel like I've heard of the name, right? Was he a guy who he's like a streamer or something? He's a guy who got in a fight with somebody else or something, right? I don't really know who Neon is. You're gonna have to describe him to me. It was whoever they were playing, or maybe Denmark had a camera at the line. I think it was Sweden. I think Sweden had the footage. Either that or you're right. Maybe it was another team like Denmark, and they were just kind of bitter and sour because they know Canada's the best at curling. So they were trying to help out the Swedes. Who won the gold medal for curling in the end, anyways? He's a scrawny internet loser boy who got famous for talking crazy to people and getting jumped for it. I think I saw a video of him. Uh, if this is the right person I'm thinking of, but he was talking shit to some like MMA fighter, a retired MMA fighter, mind you, and then he like slapped him out. He like basically punched him out in the head. And I remember everybody in the comments of this clip that I watched was saying, "Good for him, what a loser, blah blah blah." And they were kind of like saying he deserved it somehow, but I don't know, for some reason I just kind of felt like, he still got punched out. He still basically got sucker punched out. And even if he was talking shit, like the other guy threw the first punch. You know what I mean? And the other guy was much bigger than him. So even if everybody hates that guy because he was being a twerp or whatever, I don't know him, so I don't know. Maybe his personality is that bad that everybody just can't stand him, and we're happy to see it happen. But I felt bad for him because I thought to myself, he just got sucker punched. Neon would get beat up. Who? Different guy. That other guy got it twice in 48 hours. Yeah, I don't know if you guys know who I'm talking about, but that guy, I felt like he didn't really deserve the punch out. We're talking about Neon and then whoever this other dude was. I forget his name. I don't know any of their names. But he's like a streamer, I guess, and somebody said that he was talking smack to some other guy and then the guy punched him out. Larry Wheels, a professional bodybuilder, then his bodyguard knocked him out too. Yeah, so and who's the streamer guy that got punched out, who got knocked out? Who's that guy? Dean the Dean the Gay. He's a boxer with a record of 2-0. That's the guy who got punched out, or that's the guy who punched him out? The neon guy? Either way, I would beat up both those guys. I would beat them both up, yeah. Guy who got punched, his name is Dean the Great. Fair enough. Yeah, I saw a clip of it. Like I have no idea who he is. I've never watched his streams before. All I seen was one clip, and the caption said Dean the Great gets knocked out by a retired MMA fighter. And then I watched the clip and I was like, even if everybody's hating on him, like it doesn't seem like he deserved that punch though. You know what I mean? Like he kind of sucker punched him. And I'm not really a favor, in favor of sucker punching. Like that's kind of disrespectful and dishonorable. He's been purposely antagonizing people for internet views. Yeah, fair enough. And I guess I kind of can understand that. Like that's probably why. Like I said, all the comments were like, good for him. He deserved it. Finally got what he wished for, or whatever. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes, like all that, all the cliches you could think of. You know what I mean? But um in the clip that I saw, it didn't seem like it seemed like the violence escalated too fast. The big, tall, or bulky guy that knocked him out, he should have just pushed him away to separate him. And, there was like a door even behind him. He could have just closed the door on him. Yeah, Dean the Great was disrespecting the king, hitting on the queen, the king's wife. Ooh, that sucks. So he got slapped out cold. The bodyguard is freaking huge. Like Larry Wheels isn't. Both are built like brick shithouses. The dude didn't punch him. He actually elbowed him right after Dean threatened to slap him around. I would have done the same thing, honestly. Oh, yeah, yeah. He kind of elbowed him out, actually. Yeah, but I get what you're saying, Dan. He threatened to slap him around. But he didn't do anything. He just was standing there saying, I'm going to slap you around. I don't know if he deserved to get elbowed in the side of the temple for that. He was in his face, but that's why I'm saying a push to separate first. That's what I would do. I would a push to say back off. And then if he threw a swing, dodge and then knock out. Like push, and then if he tries to come at you, if he re-engages to come back towards you, dodge, then knockout. The other time, midair, he dropped the glass and hit him, suckered, as you said. But Dean called it on. Yeah, fair enough, guys. If somebody's calling it on, like, then I guess you can say they kind of deserved it. But I don't know anything about the backstory of it. Like, I never knew that he was disrespecting the king and hitting on the queen or whatever. I had no idea about any of that stuff. All I knew was the one clip that I seen. I would just try to go for a little push first, personally. I wouldn't let anyone that's talking like that to me even get that close. Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't even have let him get that close in the first place. I would have told him to back off before he even started getting in my face. Both times he earned it, I feel. I would stand my ground and uh I just wouldn't even put myself in that situation. You know what I mean? That's just how I feel. I don't know. I don't know about you guys. I mean, sometimes a situation's unavoidable, but in this particular scenario, it would have been very obvious that this guy is causing a problem. And I don't know why, like, how did these two people even know each other? I don't know. What were they doing in the same place? I have no idea. I wouldn't disrespect the king's wife. Yeah, of course. That's a big thing, right? Like, I totally get that. But why was he even there in the first place? Why would he even be able to get that close to the guy's wife? You know what I mean? Why was he even that close to the wife in the first place to be disrespecting him or hitting on her or whatever it was, right? Like, how did he even allow him into his home or wherever this was filmed at in the first place? I'm genuinely asking the questions because I don't know. I don't know the situation. That's why I don't hang around bars or nightclubs. Drunk losers are always looking for problems. 100% agreed, Dan. I can't even agree more. Like, I would never go to the club with my wife.
What? I need to make 2 reels right now and I can't think of anything. Help me, please. I literally can't think of anything. I don't want to get dressed.
So you don't want to do an outfit?
No.
You want to do a dance or something?
No,
I don't know.
I don't want to do it. What should I do? Help me. A funny sound? I don't feel funny right now.
You don't feel funny?
No.
What are you feeling?
Nothing. I don't know. Let's just wait. Maybe I'll get it.
Yeah, just get some inspiration. If you saw this punk, he didn't even come close to the shoulders of these two guys. Just a scrawny guy compared to those two guys. Yeah, exactly. And that's the one last factor about this whole situation that I said made me feel a little bit sorry for the instigator there. Like, I get it. Maybe everybody hates Dean the Great or whatever, or he instigated and, caused people to want to punch him out. But me, 100 feet away, not knowing any of this backstory or the situation or anything like that, I felt a little bad for him getting elbowed out. I guess he didn't get punched out. We've clarified it was an elbow. Getting knocked out cold like that, though, on camera, when he looks about half the size and weight of the other guy. Hockey, you're the hero. Thanks, great one. Not the reels. Yeah, Zara's trying to do like her 3 reels a day so far. He does this crap all the time, I guess. Yeah, I guess. I mean, like I said, I've never heard of him before until I seen the clip. And judging by the comments, that's what I gathered from reading the comments. It seems like people were siding with everyone else because of he constantly goes around antagonizing people and trying to push their buttons and trying to piss them off in order to start fights with people just for clicks and views, right? But still, I don't like the idea of getting sucker punched, even if you are being a dick to other people. What do you want to sorry? Okay. Do you want to join me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, come.
Well, your chat needs to help me think of ideas.
Okay, you guys have to think of ideas.
Why are we in a rainbow?
Oh, because I wanted to show them my really sweet picture that I took. Can you see the rainbow? Yeah, I took that earlier today during the afternoon. It was a dinner event for streamers. Rampage Jackson was there, and the guy who elbowed Dean was Rampage's manager and also a retired UFC fighter. Yeah, I knew the guy who was a retired UFC fighter. I knew that guy. What they should do to resolve this whole situation is put Rampage Jackson's son and Dean the Great in the same room and just lock the door and then see what happens.
It's mental.
Yeah, this was outside. She can't think of any ideas? What about a funny sound? I'm over it, honestly. I hate giving attention to losers. Oh yeah. I never looked any more into it besides that one clip. You guys know a lot more about it than I do. And also, the reason I said Rampage Jackson's son because of the whole that whole other thing that happened.
You will both be blonde soon.
Do you think I should be blonde? Hell yeah.
You're going blonde.
I'm going blonde too, yeah.
Stop.
Y'all should recreate the Larry Wheels slap. It's pretty funny.
Can we do that? Can we do that real, please?
What?
Can we do that real, please?
Which?
Don't pretend to be scared of me. You're not scared of me.
Well, because you're so loud.
No.
What?
Stop. Why are you using a green screen? Now we're cutting out. Can we please make that real?
Which one?
We can do it on your live too.
Which one?
That one that's like, so a lot of people ask me how I've been able to be married this long, and I just want to show you guys like.
No, I'm not.
Please.
No.
Why?
Because it's not good. It's promoting violence, and it's also even if it's a joke, like people are gonna take it the wrong way.
Fine.
Concrete powder. Why does TWC Myers always say like a catchphrase that makes no sense? What?
I'm just happy he's not talking about Nirvana anymore. God, that was so annoying.
No, but he used to also talk about what was the other thing he used to always comment every time?
Can I explain to them the real you don't want to do?
You can explain it, but I'm not doing it.
I've never done this before, but I'm going to show you guys mid-fight how we resolve conflict. So let me just show you guys how we do it. And then she turns to her husband and she's like, "Can I touch you?" And he goes,
he's like,
yes. And she bitch slaps
she slaps him.
across the face.
Yeah.
You're right. It's not funny. We're promoting violence.
Thanks, real. What does it say? Real deal primer. But yeah, no, I remember TWC used to always say something about the bank. He'd say, "I'm going to the bank" or whatever.
And he won't do his taxes.
Oh yeah. He'd say, "I'm not going to the bank and I'm not doing my taxes" or something. Now he says concrete powder. And what did he used to say? Nirvana? Have you guys heard of Nirvana? Like the band?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I thought he meant the state of enlightenment or whatever.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was multiple things.
That was the original. Oh. It was like a Buddhist thing. Oh. Like, you know how Buddhists, they sit there and they try to empty their mind of all thought and expression or whatever? Eventually, if you continuously do this state of meditation, you could reach a state of nirvana, I believe. I could be wrong on this, guys. I'm also just making this up as I go. You're going to have to fact check that. Don't take it for serious, because it could be something to do with Hindus instead. Do you guys have tax time in Canada? Yeah, it's the same as America, I'm pretty sure. It's like April or whatever. Canada choked in OT. What are your thoughts on 3-on-3 in a gold medal game? I already said that earlier. I don't think it should be 3-on-3. The match is 5-on-5. So why would overtime suddenly be 3-on-3? It literally makes no sense. I'm kind of like a Buddhist, but I'm more of a Rasta. I always have a comeback for Nirvana, but I won't say it on here. Okay. Hockey, I thought you were a small guy until the other day. You showed your guns. Can your t-shirt? What, this t-shirt? I'm not that small. I'm actually pretty big, I think. Affordable high protein coffee at Walmart often comes in ready to drink RTD 4 packs with prices starting around $5.99 to $7.99. Key budget friendly options include Atkins Protein, Dan D'Antoni. Yes, Mr. Waffle, you're good. Thanks, Bite Size Flicks. Thanks for all the laughs and scenarios of Justin trying to defend himself. This will have me laughing while I really needing for respect. Well, exactly. That's the thing is you can't just pose a question like that without really breaking down like what is the scenario? Is he armed? You know, like what does he have? Is he just using the objects around him, or you know, how big are the gay guys coming to fight him? Like we don't know, right? Yes, my waffle. What's good, brother? It's doing good. Bank fraud. Just look at what the NHL does in overtime in the playoffs. It's 5-on-5 until someone scores. Yeah, exactly. Like I get it. Maybe they needed to do 3-on-3 for the preliminary and earlier elimination matches, just because of the fact that they had time constraints, because they needed the match to end so they can continue on with the tournament. They don't have forever, right? And even these events, I think sometimes they had another game to play in them or something like that, right? So, anyways, for the preliminary matches and the quarterfinals, semifinals, whatever, if they needed to do 3-on-3 to get the game to end eventually, fine, whatever, I get it. But for the gold medal match, it should have been 5-on-5 the entire time. Would I have preferred a shootout? Definitely not. No, I would prefer a 5-on-5 overtime, continuous OT until somebody scores. You watching House of the Dragon? No, I've never seen any of the Game of Thrones or the Houses of the Dragons or any of those shows like that. Shootouts are dumb, in my opinion. I have mixed feelings on the shootout. I know some people absolutely hate them. My brother even included in that. He calls the shootouts the shitouts because he hates them so much. He just like he can't stand shootouts. And me personally, I don't care really. Like I think they're exciting. Like it's actually such an exciting um spectacle to watch, to see, one-on-one the shooter versus the goalie, in a scenario that could end the game with a walk-off, basically, with a walk-off goal or a walk-off save, depending on what the scenario is. But I get it. It kind of ruins the integrity of the game because a shootout is not hockey anymore. Now you're doing a skills competition to decide who gets an extra point in a hockey game. But to be fair, most games don't go to shootouts. It only happens a few times a year. And if you get all the way that far, if you get that far, you go all the way through 5-on-5, and then you go through 3-on-3 overtime, and then you have to go to a shootout. Fine. So I guess that's just part of the game now. So I kind of don't mind it personally. Woody is getting bald in Toy Story 5. I think I heard about that. They wanted to update it because it looks like he's aging. Say, since you've been back on your grind, you look like you gaining weight, man. That's good. I might be. I'm probably not actually gaining physical weight, but you're probably just seeing that I'm getting more toned up. You know what I mean? Like I probably gained muscle and are just looking a bit more jacked. My thing is, if you play continuous OT until the score, then it's just a matter of who gets tired first, and it's still more based on skills. Include me on that one. I can't stand him. Yeah, some people can't stand him. And he growed up in Toy Story 3, but he went to Zara school when he was young. Oh, it's preschool. Leave the goats alone. Poor Woody, I need concrete powder. Yeah, so at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter about the way that the game ended. It was a good game, at least. Like, if you look at Okay, here's the real truest fact about this Olympics. Canada and US were on a collision course. They were the top two teams by far. They were the best teams, the two most skilled teams, the teams with the most talent, the hardest working teams, however you want to um, say it. It was Canada versus USA coming down to the finals. To have it decided in just one game is kind of unfair. And it's unfair for both teams because both teams only get one chance at that gold and one chance at falling to silver. Those two teams deserve to play like a best of 5 or a best of 7 type of series to really find out who would be the true champion. Because who's to say who would win? Imagine we got to watch these teams go at it again the next day or the 2 days later at 5 a.m. Obviously, we won't want it to be at 5 a.m., but I'm just speaking of example that the last game was at 5 a.m. But imagine we got to see a rematch right away after knowing what these two teams are capable of, seeing which team would hold it together for longer. Because it was so close, guys. Both teams had multiple opportunities that were just inches, centimeters away from ending that game. Remember that one shot that it was basically going in and Hellebuck kind of slapped it back with his paddle and it went around. There was another shot that the Americans took that pinged off of 2 posts. It went off the post then the crossbar. Both of those opportunities were centimeters away from ending that game. Macklin Celebrini had the breakaway. Canada had the 5-on-3 that they squandered. USA was really good at keeping composure despite being outshot. What would have happened if we just get to see this team again? Imagine that, guys. Canadians were the best. They were great. They played the base. They were good. It was Hellebuck. He plays shitty for the Jets, but he plays good in the Olympics. Yeah, that's true. Without Hellebuck, they'd be done. They're a goalie, and they're done. Without you ask it, you would be out. Best of 7, no doubt Canada would win. As a hockey fan, I agree with the series format would be amazing to watch. It's just never been that way. Canada would have won. Taves for the Canadians. Canada would have more skills, man. They played a better game. Canada, us, would have never won if it wasn't for Hellebuck. My day was good, Metaphysics. Yeah, exactly. Hellebuck pulled an all-time performance right there. I believe he made 41 of 42 saves. So realistically, who played the better game? I think as a whole, as a team, Canada played the better game. They shot more. They had more puck possessions, more chances, more creative plays, that sort of thing. Yet, they didn't win the game because of the goalie played really well. If I was a dictator, I would outlaw sports. Binner crapped the bed. I don't know. I mean, Binner played okay, though. He didn't play that badly. If I was a dictator, I would ban fast food. The Carney curse is real. Allow only sports for no money. Yeah, like just for fun, I guess. Brother, the first goal was soft. How did the first goal go in again? I forget. I can't remember the Americans' first goal. I can only remember the second one. Hi, good morning. Is Botox cheap there? Where? In Canada? I have no idea. He made the team, man, for the U.S. Hollaback. Without him, they would have lost. You have to admit it, man. Come on. Oh, Hellebuck? Yeah, I did. I just said that. He held them in the game. You can't do a best of series in the Olympics. Doesn't make sense. Then you should have a best of series in all of the preliminary games too. Yeah, And there just wouldn't be time then, right? Because the tournament already took that long to complete. Like it already took so long. So I guess that makes sense. But I'm just saying it would be so amazing if they could do it. Maybe not a best of 7, that would just take way too long, but for the gold medal game, they should do a best 2 out of 3. A lot of people hate the sports these days, and I get why, but I personally somewhat respect all athletes for putting their bodies on the line for our entertainment. Super, super disappointed. I would have rather lose to any other country than the US. Oh, yeah, me too, of course. If I lost to a European nation, I would feel less sad about it. Yo, hold the L, brother. It's all good. Fair enough. Like I said before, guys, at least I'm happy that it was a good game and we didn't just get dominated the whole time. Because if I just watched a shitty game where USA stomped us like 5-0 or something, then that would actually just be sad, 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 you know? And at least also we know, like, coming into the tournament, we knew that this was going to happen. You know, meaning we knew that it was going to be these two teams facing off in the gold medal. They were clearly the best two teams. I just don't get that those are clearly the two best teams in the world. They are. Yeah, because it wouldn't be like assholes. It took them 100 years to win one game, and they go on and brag like they've done it so many times, and they have it. Basically, you have one arena, and you have both men's and women's hockey, so you couldn't possibly have any best of series. Y'all hate the USA that much? No, it's not that we hate the USA. We just hate to lose to the USA. Hate it or love it, the Americans earned it. Yeah, that's a good point. At least, you know, they did earn it. They won the game. They won the game. It's not like it was it's not like it was controversial at all. The only nitpick that you can have is the fact that it ended in 3-on-3. Not read my comment, Sai. I read your comment. I read it. You said if I was a dictator, I would ban fast food. I just read it again. Unless you commented something else. Going to go back to asking for chess club. We'll do a chess collab one of these days. Not all Americans are assholes about hockey. I watched the game and it was amazing. They were clearly the two best teams, as we discussed leading up to the game. No, I didn't hate the USA, man. It's just that in the game of hockey, we should have won. Only cost us a tooth and a half. Not that one. Which one? I missed it. I think it got banned. Whatever your comment is, it got banned because those are the only two comments that you have. It says only allow sports for no money. I read that one. Those are the only two. Almost counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. Of course. Would have, should have, could have, but didn't. That's crazy. YouTube moderates comments based on certain topics. Type it out, but conceal it by whatever you think the banned word is. Replace some of the letters with like symbols, and I'll try to figure out what you're trying to say. Like, for example, you know how people write like a curse word? They'll write like F apostrophe CK, and we all know what you're trying to write. You know what I mean? I think losing is losing. Has nothing to do with who beat you, but maybe there's some kind of rivalry going on that I don't know about. Yeah, maybe that's the problem, Dan. You don't understand. America and Canada has always had a heated rivalry when it comes to hockey, and America has come up short in the gold medal games, whether it's the World Cup of Hockey or the Olympics, for several decades now. This is America's first gold medal in the Olympics, actually, for hockey since I believe 1980 was the last time they won um, the gold medal. African American culture is big on idolizing rappers, football players, and basketball players, and other races. Prioritize education. Of course, it's the biggest rivalry. Yeah, that's probably true. It is a little strange that, yes, it is true in the African American community. The biggest, like idolized people are usually professional athletes and singers, like rappers. It didn't help that Kachuk came out before the game and said that there's hatred out there. 1988 or some shit. Legendary game, 1980. Then why are you upset that USA took gold? Seems like they deserved it to me. Well, I think the reason people are upset is because they wanted they wanted the win, you know? But we have it now. Eat it, bro. It wouldn't have even entertained the gossip. You're better than that. So after a long-awaited U.S. gold medal, the whole tournament needs to be reconfigured. No, I mean I would even have preferred this before as well. I'm not even saying, oh, we need to change the rules or change it now because we lost the game. I think the same could have been said of many of the gold medal series. The fact that it's decided in one game. I literally even said that in my initial statement. I said it was unfair to both teams because both teams are clearly the two best teams with the most talent and the hardest working, and only one team gets to go home with the gold. That's unfair. It's unfair to them in a sense that it's the margins are so thin, you know? Because a simple mistake or a simple bounce, a freak accident could have caused either team to have lost their chance at a gold medal this time, you know? You would have lost to anyone else though, huh? Pretty whack, man. Yeah, it's like, Dan, you have to understand, it's not a hatred thing though. It's like your sibling, you know? It's a love-hate thing. It'd be like if you lost to your brother, you know what I mean? Like you'd get more mad if you lost to your brother in a competition than if you lost to like a complete stranger. You know what I mean? Because you're rivals with them. It doesn't mean you hate them. It's just a sports thing. Nobody actually loses sleep over this type of thing. I'm on a diet. It's horrible. What's your and Zara's secret for diets? Um, I think it's just I think it's like mind over matter type of thing. Like it's just being will, like it's creating a strong will, you know? Like you have to create the will to stick to your plan. Just will it into existence, especially if the diet is hard. At least a best out of two. Yeah, at least a best out of two. In order to keep certain people's mouths shut, the Americans had to win. In rap, you have the most popular songs being full of bad words and bad habits, which the younger kids love, and it's strange how lucrative it is. From a young age, society sexualizes us. From Disney and not all is lost. You still got your stuffies. The best one was when Nate McKinnon got his stuffy. The look of disgust on his face was so funny. The shit show halftime show at the Super Bowl is a prime example of the crappy music that adheres to in the NFL and NBA. Jay-Z and the Rock Nation are in charge of the entertainment. Crip Mac is free. How about that USA versus Canada? That's real. I respect that. That's the one thing we can agree on right now. Now, it's like losing to your brother. I will agree with you on that. Yeah, exactly. So people taking it out of context and trying to act like it's sad or hateful to be more mad to lose the Americans, but it's because it's our Americans, you know. It's our brother down south down there. You know what I mean? Oops, I sat on the remote. I turned on the TV. Okay, not it's a conspiracy and we had to win. Come on, bro. Guys, for North Americans, a rivalry is not the same as in a European football, soccer. For example, a match between Greece and Turkey, you'd get really hatred manifested. Without Googling, what's the meaning of the name Zara? Um, I have no idea. I actually don't know. I can't believe it's not butter. I can't believe I don't have any butter. Could you imagine the CBC content if Canada won? Oh my God, it would have been glorious, guys. We never would have forgotten the moment. I would have remembered it forever. Soccer. We talk mainly hockey here, not LGBT. Don't call soccer LGBT. Do you think the Binner should have been denied his stuffy? Yeah, they should have said, not for you, Binner, and took the stuffy away from him. You should say that Zara means powerful. I honestly have no idea what it means. I know that a lot of names have meanings behind them. But Zara is technically a nickname. Like, that's not her real name anyway. So it's like a pseudonym or a stage name, you know? So, I mean, I don't know what it means. Zara is the Arabic version of Sarah. Yeah, and I don't know what Sarah means either, if that's a real thing. Zara means the chosen in the land of infidel. My name is the best movie ever. The guy with the rings. The guy with the rings, yeah. It was a movie about these two guys that had to walk really far, barefoot, up a mountain both ways. I had to ask you, I have to ask, are you high, Hockey? No, why would I be high, guys? I don't take any hallucinogenics or whatever. Dryer sheets are versatile, reusable cleaning tools that remove dust, soap scum, and stubborn grime due to their anti-static properties and textures. Fabric softener coated fibers, Google said. You ever smoked weed? Um, in my earlier days, have you ever used marijuana? I've dabbled, but I don't. I'm literally like completely sober. I'm not high, guys. You can look at my eyes. Like, why would you think I'm high? Because I'm laughing at stuff? You got potheads in your audience. Bush's baked beans. If you answer that now, you can never run for political office. I don't think so. What about the fact that didn't Kamala Harris say that she smoked weed or whatever? Remember that, guys? Kamala said she was smoking up, and then everybody said, "Hey, isn't that kind of rude of you, Kamala, to admit that you smoked weed? Meanwhile, you arrested a bunch of people when you were um, the leader of the crime or whatever." Hebrew name in Zahra: brilliance, princess, and noblewoman. Nah, you're just now making sense. Didn't exactly work out for Kamala. I'm going to the dispensary tomorrow. I'm excited. Also, yeah, it's also legal now, anyways. Elon smoked weed with Rogan. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was probably the highest rated episode of Joe Rogan Experience of all time. Not rated, but highest viewed. I bet you. If you looked up all the episodes of Joe Rogan Experience, the one where Elon Musk came on and smoked the joint with him was probably the number one most viewed video that he's ever put out. What's up? Here we go. Bro hates the US. She's not our VP anymore, brother. Yeah, but she was running for the president. Don't forget. when Sleepy Joe Biden decided that he was too sleepy to continue running, she was about to win the presidency. I don't trust people who've never smoked up or drank anything. So big. Why were the Canadians so depressed upon receiving the silver medal? It's a great medal. If they don't want them, then they should donate them to me. I don't think they would. I think it's honestly, guys, it's just about honor, you know? Like, it's hard to understand all the other games, like any of the other sports. If you look at all the other sports and games that are in the Olympics, snowboarding, cross country skiing, curling, well, maybe not curling. Curling's pretty heavy in Canada, but all of the other ones, like, we're happy to just be there, you know? Like, if a Canadian came like 24th in the 500-meter cross country ski race or whatever. I don't even know if that's a real distance, but you know what I mean? Take a random number and put cross country skiing at the end of it. If the Canadian player came in like 24th, we'd say, hell yeah, bro. Good job, man. We'd be so proud of him, right? But when it comes to hockey, you made your shorts?
Yeah.
Nice. When it comes to hockey, we can't come in silver. It's not acceptable.
I wish you could zoom out and show chat how you're sitting right now.
Why?
Can I?
No.
Okay.
No.
This is funny.
It's just because I can have the screen close to me and read the comments. Hockey is so ingrained in Canadian culture. There's just a different expectation. Still proud though. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, we have such a high expectation that we need to win, that we can't just be okay with coming in second.
Mm-hmm.
But how can anyone be mad if they still got them stuffies? Exactly.
Yeah,
Did you know about the stuffies?
Yeah. No, I totally, and I wouldn't be mad either.
Because you got the stuffy?
Yeah. How
Yeah.
are you using this?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't want to set it up. Juice, you can set it up on me if you want.
There's not a block.
Oh. My phone's about to die anyways. I'm going to end my life here.
Where?
Yeah. It's at 13%, guys.
I have lice.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Do you mind? Whatever.
Just love your silver, bro. No biggie. There's always next time. Yeah, no, I'm not even that butthurt about it, guys. I'm not even one of those people that are like actually like crying themselves to sleep that day or whatever. I am upset and I wish we got gold, and I'm sad that we were robbed of the moment of getting gold, because the gold would have felt so much better than the silver. But at the end of the day, like, it's just hockey. The only other sad part about it is that we don't get to see this again. We don't get to see another best on best tournament for how long? I don't know when the next chance is going to be to avenge our loss, you know? I don't know if you guys keep up with the jazz music, but a pretty famous jazz singer from the Dominican Republic named Elma Bowes passed away the other day. Elma Bowes? Is this one of those joke names again? Hockey is now known as the guy with the ice. Oh, with the lice, sorry. She might actually have lice being around so many kids. Oh my God. We don't even know, Zara.
I don't care. I'll tell you guys. I haven't gotten lice yet, but when I do get lice,
You'll tell us?
I will say.
Okay.
Yeah. I've yet to get lice from the kids.
I never use them.
So wait, is her name Eat My Bowels? Says El Macho.
We go get a sweet treat.
Hell yeah. What are you thinking?
Yeah. I'm thinking Dairy Queen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should get like a
Yeah.
milkshake or something. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or an ice cream. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. El Mancho passed away, the great military general as well.
Okay.
Are these real names or are they trying to get me again?
My sister's calling me.
People are always asking me to shout out their best friend, Dixie Normus or whatever. Extremely disappointed. I'm a Canadian though, and through. Man, I'm extremely disappointed when I see about it. I'm going to F and tell him, because Winnipeg Jets, they suck. Oh yeah, that's the other part about it, guys. Don't forget that Connor Hellebuck had been notoriously bad when it comes to big moments. You know, he's never even made it deep in the playoffs, because every time he gets to the playoffs, he ends up S-ing the B. You know what I mean? That was like the first time Canada and the United States played since 2010 or something. El Mencho was a drug lord, bro. Oh yeah, did you guys hear about what happened in Mexico? Apparently there's like a whole drug cartel war going on there or something like that. A cartel boss got killed today by Mexican National Guard, and cartels are raising hell in Puerto Vallarta right now. I know, that's crazy, guys. Here's the real crazy part about it. Me and Zara actually once went to Puerto Vallarta. Like, no joke. We were there right on New Year's of 2024, like going into the year 2025. We actually spent New Year's on the beach in Puerto Vallarta. And we weren't just one of those people that goes there and stays in their resort. Me and her were like taking the bus, going downtown. Like, we went crazy there. It was like, we didn't just hang out, you know what I mean? Saw a video of Costco on fire. Oh my God. Yeah, so I'm just so thankful and grateful that it didn't happen when we were there. Like, selfishly, like, I still feel really bad about all the people who died, or the destruction, or the people who are scared right now, or whatever. But selfishly, I'm just so happy it didn't happen when I was there. I think I will avoid Mexico for a while. Yeah, probably me too. Unfortunately, I love Mexico though. Like, I've been there twice. What do you want me to do?
Here's your charger.
Oh, thanks. Do you want me to end the live?
No, stay live for that. Just 1 second. We can go 30 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, I've been to Mexico a couple times, guys, and every time I went, I liked it. The first time I went was years ago, actually. I can't even remember what year it was, but it was quite a long time ago. Like, it was probably over a decade ago. And I went to Cancun, and I took like an excursion thing where they took us to this ancient sort of like pyramid type thing called Tulum. And it was beautiful. It was so amazing there. And I remember there was like this white sandy beach with the clearest water I've ever seen in my whole life. And I went out to swim in the ocean, and it was so picturesque. The water was clear. There was nothing in the water, like just clear water, no garbage, no seaweed, nothing. And the whitest, perfect sand. And the sun was just glistening down upon the beach that we were at. And that was a lot of fun. That was in a place called, like I said, I think the excursion place was called Tulum. And I don't know where the beach was, but it was the nicest beach I've ever been to. Unfortunately, I only got to spend a short amount of time there because it was like an organized excursion where they pick you up from the hotel and they drive you there, and then you only get like an hour or whatever, and then you have to get back. 25 military agents have been executed by cartel members, and it's only been a day. Glistening? LMAO, bro, stop. Okay, give me 1 sec, guys.
Honestly, like, Lee, if we're taking a U-Haul, should we just bring this room set?
We could, yeah.
You want to just bring it?
Sure.
Like, it's not that much to rent a bigger U-Haul.
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's just bring it.
Yeah, that was the first time I visited Mexico. The second time, like I said, was just recently. Like, it was in the year of 2024, right at the end of the year, like December 29th or whatever. And I went with Zara, and we just went for a short, like, weekend type thing, like a getaway type thing. And it was right on New Year's. And it was also beautiful, but there's not much beaches to see on Puerto Vallarta. It was more like a port. Like, there was a bunch of boats and stuff like that. And we had a lot of fun. We took a bus. like a city bus, like the actual local little bus that like the locals take to like their like downtown area place. And we got like street tacos from a little like street place, you know, like a little cart on the side of the road that makes tacos. And it was awesome. Porto translates to port, so it's a fair assessment. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Puerto means port. And playa means beach. So the places that are called like Playa Carmen or whatever, those that means beach. That means like Carmen Beach or whatever. That's where I think I stayed in Cancun. I think it was called Carmen or something. Playa Carmen, I believe. And that's in Cancun. Mexico seems like a really nice place, just dominated by cartel losers. Yeah, exactly. It is. It's like I said, it seemed like a really nice place both times as I went. I really enjoyed my time there. I thought it was a beautiful country. But yeah, unfortunately, I think they just lost control of their policing of their territories like such a long time ago that it's just like it's out of control. Like there's gangs in all like any most nations have gangs of like criminal gangs, mafia people or whatever. But I think the Mexico system failed so hard so long ago that the cartels are basically just as strong and just as powerful as the actual like official governmental military and stuff like that. Does Canada still have the Mounties? Of course. There was actually a guy who was watching my stream recently who was a Mountie. I forget who his name was, but there was a guy watching that was like, "Oh, I got to go to work now," and I was like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "I'm a Mountie." But yeah, the Mounties, that's just short for the RCMP, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, which they generally are the de facto police force in any counties that don't have a local police force. So, for example, if you live in the city of Calgary, there is a Calgary Police Services or whatever, like there's CPS, Calgary Police Services. But then as soon as you get like to the city limits and you're out into the country, most of the time when you call the police force in the area would just be like the RCMP. I remember going to Canada, specifically Vancouver, and saw a Canucks game and went to the Victoria Gardens. It was pretty sweet. Oh yeah, Vancouver is probably the most beautiful city in all of Canada. It might be. It probably is, guys. If not, I mean, yeah, it's pretty much up there for sure in terms of what you can see. You know, like mountains, oceans, rivers, buildings, like whatever you like. Like if you like a city vibe, like an actual big city, it's got it. If you like the water, it's got it. If you like the mountains, it's got it. Canada in unaffordable, then you'll die waiting for major medical treatments. RCMP have district everywhere in Canada. There's not province or that they don't have. GM Place was a junk arena though. Really? You didn't like the arena? You should come to the Saddle Dome and see that place first or next before you start talking about the arena. I actually want to go down to Climate Pledge Arena in Seattle. Air Canada Center was bad too. Well, I don't know. I've never been to Air Canada Center, so I can't speak from experience. That's the place in Toronto, right? Climate Pledge is gorgeous. I'm sure it is. It's pretty much brand new, or at least it's like newly renovated or something, right? The nicest arena I've ever been to was in Detroit, actually. It was in Little Caesars Arena. If you go check out the practice facility, okay. I might go down there soon. Because it's not too far where I'm at right now. Seattle, it's like a 5-hour drive or something like that. You can watch them practice, and there's a restaurant right next to it. Nice. That's awesome. Nice mirror. Oh, yeah, this is our circle mirror. It's from IKEA, actually. Whoa, there's somebody in there. Who is that? Do you guys see that? There's a hand in my mirror. Just kidding, it was my hand. Um, you're away again? No, I'm at home right now. I'm not away. I'm just gonna STF you now. I'd like to take your hand. Nanaimo or Vic? I'm in Nanaimo. Dapper. Banjo under the water. Have you guys ever played the game Banjo Kazooie? Does anyone in here remember what I'm talking about? Nope. You come to mainland often? Mm, kind of, but not really. Like, what do you mean by often? Often is kind of it's a term that is relative, because relative to somebody who never comes to the mainland, then yes, I go there pretty often, right? But relative to somebody who goes to the mainland like every week or two, then no, I don't go often. So that's the problem. If you say a word like often or sometimes, it's very indescript, you know and I like to be very concise, especially when the question is on a scale of never to always. You know what I mean? You know what you remind me of? What's that? So rarely. I don't know about rarely though. Rarely, I feel like would be like once a year or something like that, right? Like we need to define what the terms mean. If you, excuse me. Excuse me, guys. Um, let's say rarely means once a year. Then what if you go twice a year? 6 to 8 times a year? Well, let's see. Last year, I went back to the mainland. Probably like 4 times. So yeah, maybe I'm rare. Maybe rarely. I think I went back about 4 times. Do Canadians call it a vacation or holiday? Uh, Vacation. But holiday, we call holiday. We call the holidays is like um the designated like Christmas time holidays or the summertime holidays. Like, because that's when kids have school breaks. There's Christmas break and there's summer break. And we would say that's the holidays. But when you leave and go somewhere, you call it going on vacation. Yeah, or like a day off is called a stat holiday. That's a good example. Like, let's say it's what was the last holiday we just had? We had one on February 17th, just recently, called Family Day, and that's a stat holiday. So that means if you have a regular, like government job or whatever, like a normal job, then you get that day off. And if you must work, like if your company is like, you have to work, even though it's a stat holiday, you get stat holiday pay, which is time and a half during that day. So on a stat holiday, it's not like the entire country shuts down and there's nothing open. But if you are open, if you're operating as a business and you are paying employees, you have to pay them their wage times 1.5. If you had to be stranded in a foreign country somewhere during nighttime, where would you go? Um, Probably mm, foreign country somewhere during the nighttime. I'm thinking Japan maybe. Depends where in the country though. Which country? Maybe Gondor, maybe Mordor, maybe Rohan. I don't know. Maybe I almost want to say United States of America. Is that a foreign country to me? Or are you talking like foreign? If you're talking like if I'm not allowed to say United States of America, I'll say Japan. Congratulations on your silver medal, second place. Yeah, Canada. Wah wah. If you come here, we will get you a silver medal stuffy. Okay, fine. I'll go to Italy. I'll go to Cortina or whatever, or Milano. Yo, my guy, you ever try Biscoff crackers with peanut butter? It's almost like Nutter butter. I I have not, but I would. You guys know how I feel about desserts. Like I love desserts, guys. Japan is cool. One of the few places I visited that respects and doesn't hate tourists. You know what other country loves their tourists is Thailand. Ice caps? What about ice caps? Oh, the Biscoff ice caps? Is that what you're thinking of, Bridger? Would you rather be stranded on a desert island or stranded in the woods of Siberia? Oof. I don't know. My my gut instinct says deserted island because woods of Siberia is cold, Dan. Like trust me, bro. I know I'm from Canada and I've been outside in the cold. So I know how cold it gets. I've been to like the Rocky Mountains in the wintertime. And from what I've heard, because I've never been to Siberia, I've heard that Siberia is just as bad or even worse. And it's so remote. Like it's such a large, dense forest and plains and whatever, tundra basically, that you could get lost there forever. I agree, but Thailand has the weird romance tourist aspect. Yeah, I get that. But I have nothing to do with that. And so that's the only like bad thing about Thailand in my opinion because every time I talk about how awesome Thailand is, I know that some people probably in the back of their minds think that it's weird. You know what I mean? They're like, why does he like it? It's like there's nothing weird about it. It's just a nice country with nice beaches and good food, and they care about their tourists. Like they like treating people there. Hey there, Dan. Long time no see. Singapore loves the tourists too. It's a must see place. Nice. I might go one day. Would you rather play hockey for the Germans in 1942 or live alone on the moon? I would. Damn. I don't know about 1942. What's the coldest temperature you've ever experienced in person? Um, I don't know. It's tough to say because sometimes people add wind chills, so you'd have to decide whether or not we're counting wind chill. So if you don't know what wind chill is, it's like the feels like temperature. I don't know if the Americans do it this way, but basically they'll give you one number and then they'll give you an even lower number when it's windy out, and they'll say that's what it feels like when you're standing outside. So if I had to say, like, I betcha I've been out on a day where it's like minus 38 without wind chill, and then with the wind chill, it goes down to like minus 50 or something like that. Hockey, I remember you said that you could take on a black bear in Canada, and that wasn't big. Every time I think about it, I burst out laughing. I might be exaggerating, guys. Will the Jays make the playoffs? Didn't they make it to the finals last year? I thought they lost to the freaking Dodgers in the finals or whatever. Go to the Philippines and see if you visit Vitaly. It was -5 for me in Toronto. My nose was running and it froze to my face. Disgusting and cold as all get out. You will have kids one day or nah? I think so, yeah. I think so, yeah. Gain dryer sheets. Can you think of any uses for Gain dryer sheets besides putting them in your clothes dryer? Like, is there any other household items? I mean, a household chores that you can do with them? Condoms, clean tools. I guess, yeah. I mean, those two words come together pretty. They make sense if you say them in order. Will you name your future son Jerome? I don't know about that. Value. I use them as condoms. Oh. That's so funny. I couldn't imagine, guys. Yeah, you can use them as coffee filters. Hopefully the coffee filter first. Hopefully coffee filter first, then condom. Don't do it in the opposite order, guys. Or you're I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. That is so funny. I'm literally tearing up. I think that's so funny. Oh my god. Oh, that's so funny. Coffee filters and condoms. That's like the TikTok trend when they convince people to put Starburst candies in them to make sweet drinks, and it ruined all of their coffee makers. Oh, are you serious? That's a thing that happened? Dryer sheets for toilet paper. Either way, if you're gay, you can do whatever you want with a dryer sheet, guys. If you stitch enough of them together, you could create a pair of pants. Dryer sheets too scratchy to B2P. It's definitely possible. I pee on the road. I was thinking too scratchy to be a condom. Or penny farthing? What's that mean? What does that actually mean? I actually don't even know what that means. Then I use hand sanitizer. USA gold. Okay, I've got it, guys. USA won the gold. I get it. I know. Remember the pen farthing guy last year? I kind of do, but what is it again? I can't remember anymore. I just feel like I've read that word before, but it's completely left my brain at this point. I don't know. It's the big wheel thing. It's the bike with the big wheel. Mr. Methane. Is that him? Who's Mr. Methane? Who was more upset? The eye in the guy with the rings when they melted his ring in the hot pot, or McKinnon when he got his stuffy? Well, I feel like McKinnon, he's more akin to uh, the little weird guy that walks around with bulgy eyes that really, really wants the ring from the two other little guys that have to walk around with the ring because he wants the gold medal. It's his precious gold medal, is what he wants. There are germs on my rod. Are you from Canada? I'm from Canada, eh? No, he's from Idaho. I would go down to Idaho one of these days. I want to go see it. Go to like Spokane or something. Did you own any tourniquets? I carry a first aid kit with me that has a couple tourniquets just in case of an emergency. Yeah, I have a little mini first aid kit that I take with me when I go out to the woods and stuff. He was born in the Saddle Dome. Yes. Spokane. Oh, Spokane is Washington, isn't it? I feel like that's what you're going to say. Yeah. What's the Idaho place? Boise? Boise. I feel like they probably got some good potatoes down there in Idaho. Washington's a shithole. Well, that's not very nice. Boise, Idaho. Yep. Yeah, I would go down there. I'd do some fishing or maybe some potatoes or something like that. Washington definitely has some problems. They really have a nice hockey arena. I would definitely go down to the hockey arena down there. There's a great trout fishing in Idaho. I love the amount of nature in my state. Nice. Yeah, you would love Canada then. The whole country is like that, you know? Like, there's only a very few metropolitan areas that are actually like big places in Canada. Like Toronto and to some extent, Vancouver's kind of like that. But it's not really. Like, it's actually so close to like the mountains and the forests and everything, anyways. And then the corridor between Calgary and Edmonton is sort of like that, but not really. Like, there's still 3 hours of highway between Calgary and Edmonton, and with only one other kind of major city, which is not even really major. It's kind of like a minor city. Craters of the Moon close to Yellowstone. Nice. Okay, good night. I'll try to hop on a little more frequently. Thanks, Bridger. Have a good night. Canada is pretty nice. I had the biggest pancake I've ever seen in Vancouver. It was Dutch panelkaken. I still wonder if it's open sometimes. I'm sure I would, but from the sound of it, people aren't so fond of us these days. Well, I mean, since you guys stole our gold medal in the finals of the hockey tournament, we've been hating on y'all. I'm being facetious, just in case you guys can't tell. But yeah, I love nature stuff too. Like, I actually love going on nature walks and hikes and stuff like that. Sorry, I had to prepare paperwork for my attorney. What did you do? As long as you didn't go wearing an American flag on your shirt, no one will know the difference. Yeah, of course. That's the other thing, Dan. Nobody's gonna know you're a Canadian guy. I mean, American guy. Sorry. The orange loser isn't helping our case. Oh yeah, that's the other thing is the politics are so they're so divided, you know. But one thing that I know when it comes to politics, when it comes to me, is I actually never get really I never really get too hung up on it, you know? Like some people get so upset about politics, you know? And they want to fight, you know? They want to fight you on all their ideals, you know? But it's like, come on, guys. We only got one life, you know? Are we really gonna like argue and like try to like hurt other people just because of our ideological differences that at on the surface are actually so shallow in nature? He sure isn't. The facetious, that's a good word. Is it true Katy Perry marries Trudeau, she'll become the Queen of Canada and get a stuffy? Yes, that's how it works here. Disability, as I can barely walk since last June. Hip and back need surgery. She took my case as a body is messed up. Oh, see. I thought you were kind of joking around before, so I'm sorry. I didn't realize you actually had a real thing that you were doing. I think because everybody was being silly and saying funny stuff earlier, that maybe I missed out on the. I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell if that was a serious thing or not. Maybe next time, Canada. Yeah, that's like I said. That's the only main thing that I'm actually truly sad about is the fact that we don't get a rematch. You know what I mean? Like we just have to sit here for 4 years before we get another chance at a gold medal. Ah, I mean, at least I hope there'll be a World Cup of Hockey at some point, but it's not the same. Like it's just people don't care about the World Cup of Hockey as much as the Olympics. Maybe they can give you a Terminator skeleton and fix your back. Do you hunt moose? No, but I'd love to, guys. I swear, I'm not even joking. Swear to God, I have been doing a lot of moose, um, watching a lot of shorts about moose recently. I've been watching a lot of moose content. Best fact, Al Pacino turned down Forrest Gump before Hanks got it. That's crazy, guys. Imagine how different the movie would have been if it was Al Pacino. Have you ever gone to Niagara Falls? I've been there once, yeah. Will Smith turned down The Matrix. Tom Selleck turned down Raiders of the Lost Ark. Can't believe it's not butter. Should be a World Cup of Hockey. I agree. No, there is. It's not the World Cup of Hockey. It's called like the World Championships or whatever. They do one. They do a tournament. They just haven't done it in a while because of they've had uh they've had problems with their player association and the league the last few seasons. That's why there was no NHL players involved in the last Olympics and why it's been so long for them to get back to the Olympics. There was also the COVID seasons that kind of got messed up. Like, there's been a lot of weird things that have happened, but they do a best on best type of national tournament every couple of years as well, and it's kind of in between the Olympics, but it's not as prolific as the actual Olympics. Bank account full of money and dryer sheets. My toilet has COVID. Molly Ringwald turned down Pretty Woman. See, now here's the thing though, Summer Page. I don't even know who I don't even know who Molly Ringwald is. Michelle Pfeiffer turned down Silence of the Lambs. John Travolta turned down Officer and a Gentleman. See, now I don't even know who Officer and a Gentleman is. I've never seen that movie. But I'm sure there's lots of examples that we can think of movie scripts that were supposed to go to somebody else or whatever. Team USA turned down the Canadians. Dang. Don't remind me. Are you guys allowed to use a caliber that's big enough to kill a moose, or do you have to bow hunt? Um, that I don't know actually, Dan. I don't know about that. I'm pretty sure you can. I'm pretty sure you can get a big enough caliber. Christian Bale turned down the Bonds movie, James Bond's movie. He would have been a good Bond. He should have done it. But I like the Daniel Craig Bond. I didn't see them all though. To be honest, guys, I don't watch a lot of movies and stuff like that. I remember earlier in the chat somebody asked me if I'm watching the Ring of Dragons or whatever. I never saw it. The guy with the ring turned down the big eye. Hockey, I will tell you that I was one of the best hockey games I've ever seen, not only in the Olympics, but ever. Canada has won so many gold medals in hockey. I'm sure Canada will win gold next time. Yeah, of course. They are only allowed to subdue moose with the jiu-jitsu, hand-to-hand combat. That's true. That's actually a true fact. Did you watch Predator Badlands? No, I wanted to, but I didn't. Hunting will never be a sport until the moose has a rifle. Sean Connery turned down The Lord of the Rings or one of the movies as Gandalf. Hockey, please, if you decide to go moose hunting, please go over to Nova Scotia or Maine or New Brunswick because there's no grizzly bears there. True, but I mean, if you were moose hunting, you'd have a gun, right? But you're right. I mean, there's definitely grizzlies if there's moose around in the Western Hemisphere over here. I shouldn't say hemisphere, but you guys know what I mean. Never heard of the Lord of the Rings, but the guy with the rings was amazing. Yeah, who's Gandalf? He sounds similar to this one guy in this one movie that I seen this one time where these group of guys had to take this one ring and carry it across like a bunch of land and stuff. And yeah, he had a pointy hat and a long beard, and he knew magic. All those were AI. The silverback wins. What happened to Sidney Crosby? He hurt his knee? I think so, yeah. I think so. I think he got crushed by Radko Gudas and ended up hurting his knee. A silverback can curl 3,200 pounds with one arm. Sydney still got a stuffy constellation. That's true. He came back out at the very end. If you guys watched the ceremony right to the end, Sidney Crosby came back out and he said, "I'm not missing this stuffy." You know, he really wanted it. So that's why he came out. How can anyone know that they did have a silverback curl on a weight bench? Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know how they figure this type of thing out. Like I've seen other reports where they're like, "Did you know, a gorilla can bench press 800 pounds or whatever?" Did he just go to Planet Fitness and do a personal best? Yeah, like one rep, just curl one rep. That's all we need. That's all we need from you, Harambe. We just need one rep, one set. Some video said it, so it must be real. That's true. You have to believe everything you hear on the internet, guys. If you hear a true fact on an internet, then you have to believe it. Did you play hockey growing up? Of course. I played on the outdoor rink. Literally, I'd play all night until the lights go out. I got 45, 70. They used to euthanize elephants with that caliber. Holy frig, that's huge, man. That's massive. What's up? I'm back. What's up, Abahasito? He is the great grandson of Stomping Tom Connors. Who is? Who's the great grandson of Stomping Tom Connors? Me? I am, yeah. If I had to go into bear country, I would bring that with me. Bro, remember I am the person who asked you to name my parrot. Really? What did I name him? I don't remember what I said anymore. I'm sorry. Third period. Last game of the playoffs, too. Oh, take me where the hockey players face off on the rink, and the Stanley Cup is all filled up with the chance to win the drink. Oh, the players bump and the players jump and the fans all say hooray. I'm saying that because unless you have a good guide, grizzly bears are most unpredictable animal on the planet. If not an unexperienced hunter, I do not hunt in grizzly country. Fair enough. I shoot right. Bro, I also forgot. Can you give another name? She is a female parrot. Oh, okay. How about I'm thinking either Patricia for alliteration, like Patricia the parrot. Call her Patty P. Patty P the parrot, or Squawker, Squawky. Cam Neely was my favorite player of all time. Nice. My favorite player of all time was Jerome McGinley. Favorite active Finnish hockey player? Um, Active Finn. Let me think hard about this. My mind is thinking Mikko Rantanen. Um, yeah, I'll say Mikko Rantanen. I just like the way he plays, a big, hard nosed, kind of like power forward type guy. She's 3 years old. So you have a 3-year-old parrot and you still haven't named her? Who's your favorite NHL team? I'd say Calgary Flames. You think you could name 10 books? Sure, easily. What kind of books? Like, are we talking like novels or like what kind of books? Fiction, nonfiction? Do you think Hughes' goal yesterday was better than Bigfoot on Belfour and the ECF? No, there's nothing that'll ever match that. That's an unmatchable goal. Yeah, I'll try to name 10 books off the top of my head. Let me think here. Um, Literally any, 60 seconds, go. Okay. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Harry Potter and the Phoenix, the Order of the Phoenix, Harry Potter and the I don't know, I can't think of any other Harry Potters. Let me think here. The Great Gatsby, Huckleberry Finn, To Kill a Mockingbird. Um, Let me think here. Books. Did I say 10 yet? The dictionary. Uh, Thesaurus, Merriam-Webster's dictionary. Um, Playing with Fire. Bro, let me help you remember me. Do you know you had given me a name to my parrot, but I also forgot. And you also forgot on that day, only you were watching a hockey game where I mispronounced a word. And then I asked you if you like football, and you misinterpreted that I told you a football on that day. I remember feeling that I disgraced you. Do you remember me? What? Then I asked you if you like football, and you misinterpreted it that I told you a football. Oh yeah, I do remember that. You said, "Do you like football?" But I just misread your comment, and I thought you said, um, "You're like a football." I do remember that actually. Encyclopedia. Yeah, there you go. I also post hockey videos on this account. Nice. You can give me a subscribe then tape to tape. I try to do hockey content at least once every week or two. And then I do live streams that just is a little peek into the behind the scenes of my everyday life. So sometimes I will do a watch along like as I'm watching the game, but sometimes I just chat like I am right now. I'm just sitting and chatting with the commenters. Sometimes I'll do a fun like little stream with my wife here and there. Sometimes I will show like my work streams where I'm like, raking leaves or whatever. Bro, do you remember my old name? I once asked you about the best movies ever, the guys with the rings. Yeah, I remember that. Your old name used to say Phil McCracken, didn't it? I just subscribed to your channel. Thanks, Mustang. What's next now that USA took gold home? Um, Now they're probably just gonna gloat and brag about it for the next 4 years straight. Chalkboard stream needed. One of these days I'll do one. Yes, sir, but now I turned a new leaf and I am now the guy with the rings. That's a great name, actually. I'll do a chalkboard stream maybe tomorrow. Encycl Britannica, all the volumes. There you go. You could get like how many you get right there? Probably 100. How many volumes is there? Where is Jenna Tolles? I heard she's down under. What happened to Russian hockey? They used to be the best. Well, the Russians were banned from the Olympics due to the fact that they participated in some sort of political violence or something. Um, for no reason that the athletes of Russia should have been punished. But anyways, they should have been in the tournament. They were really missing. If you do another chalkboard stream, I'll request Bigfoot in the movie Cool Runnings. I'm back. What's up, Metaphysical? But yeah, either way, guys, at the end of the day, I think I'm gonna probably end my stream soon here because it's getting kind of late, and I wanted to do something before I go to bed, and then I gotta wake up early tomorrow again. I feel bad for Connor McDavid. He always gets to the finals but loses. Imagine Oilers versus Florida, Part 3. Yeah, no kidding, man. I'm a Flames fan, so you can imagine. I don't really care for the Oilers, but holy frig, guys. Connor McDavid must feel like absolute garbage right now. No Stanley Cup and no gold medal to his name. Like, yikes. That's a bad look for him. But anyways, guys, and he was the captain of the team too, because remember Sidney Crosby got injured. Not good for old Connor. But anyways, guys, yeah, I gotta end this live because I gotta go do something, and then I'm going to be on live again tomorrow. Okay. Have a good night, everybody.